started achieving my goals in the time frame of 3. I love 3 months to really craft a success story, because you can really predict what can happen in 3 months, whether that's you're going to graduate or get a new job or possibly move. Like, you can really get a grip of what's happening in my life and what can I do about it that will help me in my journey or of achieving my goals, or deter me from achieving my goals. So again, I like to use the concept of 3 months, because 3 months is such a short amount of time to know what could go right, but also a good amount of time to know what could go wrong. Because if we think about, like, oh yeah, in a year I'm going to write a book, anything can happen in 1 year. A lot could actually happen in 1 year. But if you say I'm going to write a book in 3 months, which, I mean, can you really write a book in 3 months? Depending how long your book is going to be. But you can really think, okay, in 3 months I know my lease is going to come up and I'm going to have to eventually move, or I'm applying for this new job, and so I might possibly have a new career that'll be taking majority of my time that I will take away from me achieving my goals. Like, you can really understand what's gonna happen in 3 months. So when I say crafting your success story, I mean doing it in 3 months. And I'm going to give you this step-by-step breakdown on how to actually craft a success story, so that you can be one of those people on YouTube being like, I lost 20 pounds in 3 months, or I wrote a book in 3 months, or look at me, I am making $10,000. Here's how I did it in 3 months. Like, you can be those people by crafting this success story that's really going to pack a punch and really is going to make a huge amount of difference in your life. Just think about it. If you're watching this today in July, to be specific, today is July 17th, as I'm filming this. So 3 months from now, it's gonna be July, August, September, but we're also at the end of July. So you can possibly achieve everything in October. Well, not everything, but you can possibly achieve a goal in October. So I'm going to give you guys the breakdown on what to do and how to do this, so you can really create big momentum. So if you guys are enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine Silva. And also please join my Facebook group called The Committed Collective, where it is an accountability group where we talk all things goal, and I give you guys motivational pep talks. And I'm hoping that by the time I get 50 subscribers or 50 members over on that Facebook group, I will start going live with you guys and talk all things goals, and really just hone in on what you guys are struggling with and see what I can help you guys with. And then yeah, it's an accountability group, so we're talking all things goals, we're keeping each other accountable, we're keeping each other in check, we're checking up on each other and making sure that we're doing the right steps and doing the right things in order to make the right momentum. So also, I also wanted to promote my new website, geraldisilva.com, where I have my first ebook, my first workbook called The Committed Collective, a guide to goal setting and achievements. So can you see a little theme going on? It's over there on my website. It's only $5 to invest in yourself, so you can really create a great success story. Alrighty. So number one thing, when you are getting started on creating the best success story for yourself, is to understand, or to determine what is the thing that you're going to be working on. What is the thing that you're going to go in on? What are you looking to accomplish? So is it a personal goal? Is it a career advancement? Is it a financial achievement? Like, what is this one thing that you just cannot and have not stopped thinking about it? And just one, because when we're talking about 3 months, like, I'm not saying that you need to have like 50 goals or 5 goals or a lot of goals to be able to have a success story. All you need is just one goal, and make progress in that goal for it to be a success story, because we don't need a lot of goals. When we talk about, like, when you look at January 1st, people make multiple different goals. We make vision boards of how we want our life to look like. But in reality, our time and the time that we do have, if you're a full-time student, if you're a full-time worker, if you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you have bad habits, it's so hard to achieve so many things and keep track of it when you don't have the time, energy, or resources to do so. So that's why I only say one. Pick one thing for these next 3 months to really focus on. I'm focusing on one thing. I'm focusing on this YouTube channel and really trying to drive it home to getting monetized. So by October, I want to be monetized. I feel so close to just accomplishing that me stopping now would be the dumbest thing ever. So I'm really gonna try to hone in on achieving that goal. So what is the one thing that you just have not and could not stop thinking about, that you can really, by the end of the 3 months, you can make a whole YouTube video about it? You don't have to, but you can make a whole YouTube video about the success that you've had for the past 3 months. What's the one thing that you truly want? What is the one thing? And again, this is why I say to use in the month of 3, because it's such a long period of time to make a lot of momentum, but such a short period of time to understand what could possibly happen in your life and to prepare for that possible challenges or obstacles that could come up. So now, creating a plan for yourself comes down to 3 things, right? It comes down to routine, progress, and predictability, also known as discipline, commitment, and consistency. So we're going to be talking about these 3 and why I match up the habits with their skill. So I say discipline is routine because the routine is the habit and discipline is the skill, right? When you're on a journey to changing up your habits, it takes discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to show up for yourself. It takes a lot of discipline to make the same actions, make the same movements. I say that discipline is routine because the routine is the habit, and it takes so much discipline to show up for that routine, to show up for that habit, to show up for yourself every single time. Because it's so easy to just be like, I'll just do it later, or I'll just do it tomorrow, but it's so hard to just be like, I'm gonna do it right now and I'm gonna get it over with. It's so much more harder to do that, it's so much more harder to say that than it is to just be like, I'm gonna put it off and wait until later on to see if I'll actually end up coming around to doing it. So it takes a lot of discipline to show up for yourself, and I was the #1 faker. I was the #1 faker. I used to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start my new diet and I'm gonna lose 10 pounds in 3 months, and then by the next week I was back on my regular schmegular eating styles and I never lost any weight, and I stopped going to the gym, and there goes my success story. There goes my journey to becoming skinny, right? To becoming the weight that I've always dreamed of having. So the big difference from then and being the #1 faker of like, I'm gonna get this done, and then it turns out that I didn't, the #1 thing that really truly changed it was the definition of discipline. Because once I put into perspective the definition of what discipline actually means, I was like, that makes sense. The definition of discipline is controlled behavior. A controlled behavior means you are going to show up whether you want to or you don't. That is a controlled behavior, because everything inside you, every emotion, every ounce of you does not want to show up, does not want to go to the gym, does not want to film, does not want to make that content, does not want to make that email. It takes so much more control of your behavior to not wanting to do those things to actually do it, to end up just doing it anyways. And that is what I mean by a controlled behavior. That's when I switched my mindset. I was like, oh, discipline is not just like forcing myself to do these things that I don't want to do. No, it's about controlling myself to be able to do these things. It's so much more harder. It's so much more easier to just be like, I'll just do it later. But then you'll just have that reminiscing in your head, and that is not creating a success story. How are you supposed to create a success story if you don't have discipline in place? So this is why I say have a routine. Have a routine so that you know what you have to do and how to show up for it, because that is what discipline is. How are you going to show up? how are you going to show up? I'm going to show up by having a routine in place. And so we all have routines, whether it's a makeup routine, a skincare routine, a shower routine. You know how much discipline it takes after a long night to still go and do your skincare routine? Oh my gosh, for me, I'm just like, I don't want to do my skincare. I don't want to do my skincare. And then you do it anyways. That's a controlled behavior. You're controlling your behavior because inside of you doesn't want to do it, but because you controlled your emotions, you still showed up and you still did your skincare. And then 10 years from now, your face is going to forgive you because you'll look 10 years younger than from somebody who slept on their makeup every single night. So we embed the discipline within our routine. So you know exactly what the routine for skincare goes, right? You start with your cleanser, and then you possibly put a serum, and then a moisturizer, and then you lock it up with some eye cream. That is your skincare routine, right? We wash off all of our makeup, we put all these creams on, and then you go to bed. So much discipline to just start that routine. You have to begin it. And so that is actually step one. It's the beforehand, not the actual during. Because once you're in it, like, okay, I'm gonna commit through it. And then sometimes, you know, you don't want to commit to it, and you want to half-ass your skincare routine. But it's a lot of before mentality of, I'm gonna go do it, I'm gonna go do it, and I'm gonna go do it. So you have to figure out, how can you control your behavior? If that's the problem that you have right now, then hopefully that definition can switch up your mindset. Because when we think of discipline, we think of, like, at least for me, I think of like military style discipline of like, you're gonna get up at 5 a.m. and if not, you're gonna get in trouble. It's like, no, it doesn't have to be that intense. All discipline is just a controlled behavior. How are you going to control your emotions to correct the behavior that needs to be corrected? How are you going to make up the lack of habits that you do have? And how are you going to control your behavior so that you can accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish? How are you going to accomplish your goals? By installing a routine that involves your goals within your day. So your day has to include that routine of so if you want to pay off debt, what is the routine of that? Maybe it's you getting paid, you making a budget, and you separating that money from your bank account. If you want to create content, maybe you have a weekend where you are batching all of your content. That is a routine. Maybe it's a business that you want to start, so you start waking up at 5 in the morning and working on your business for about 2 hours before you start work. That is a routine. Embed the routine in your day and control your behaviors so that you can show up for that routine every single time. So the next thing is that commitment is progress. So we think about commitment is like, oh, I'm going to commit to my goals, right? I'm going to commit to my goals and I'm going to stick with them. Actually, it's the opposite. Yes, we're committing to our goals. Actually, it's not the way that you think it is. So yes, we make a commitment to our goals, but you're also making a commitment to your progress, to the progress of achieving your goals. Because when we are in the midst of our goals, we want to believe that it's the same thing as us scrolling on our phone, where we're consistently getting that instant gratification. You're getting the gratification of accomplishing something that's really, really hard to do, right? Going to the gym or building a business or whatever the case. We want to believe that we're going to get some sort of satisfaction to doing those things, but in reality, that's not the case. The reality is that your satisfaction won't come until a long time. So you have to stay committed to the progress. You have to stay committed that if you consistently show up to the routine that you have set, make the same actionable step every single day, that by the end of the month, you will see progress. And you're making a commitment to seeing that progress. You're making a commitment by showing up every single day, by sitting down at your table and starting that business and making business-like routines, making business-like decisions. That if you do that every single day for 1 month, you're not going to see any progress at first. You're not going to see anything actually until a month from now, where you start seeing like, oh wow, things are actually happening in my favor. You make a commitment to achieving a progress, not achieving the actual goal, because the goal is not going to be for a really, really long time. You're committed to the goal, but you're also committing to the progress of being like, if I just stick it out, if I just stick this out, I will make progress. I will lose weight. I will gain subscribers. I will finish off all this debt. You're making a commitment to the progress that if you continue to do this every single day, that there will actually be a reward. So it's so hard to just like think of just that. It's so hard, and this is why I say control your behavior, and this is why I say the commitment's not to the goal, it's to the progress. Because at the end of the day, the goal's not gonna come as fast as you think it is, but what's gonna be satisfying to you is when you actually see the momentum happening. For me, I really want to become a full-time content creator. I really want to become monetized. So I understand that I'm committing to the progress of achieving that goal. So every single day when I log into my YouTube studio, I'm watching my subscriber counts go up. I'm watching my watch hours go up. And I'm committing to making that progress. So because I believe in myself that much, that it's like, okay, if I commit to making videos every single day, if I commit to scripting videos every single day and uploading, that I will see progress and that I will eventually have that goal of becoming monetized. I'm committing to my progress, not committing to the goal, because the commitment to my goal is there, but it's not everything, because I know that goal won't happen unless I commit to making the action and seeing the progress, because that is where I will actually see reward. That's where I'll actually see any sort of achievement out of all the hard work that I'm making. So the last thing, consistency equals predictability. This just means that one day to the next, you're not just deciding to pay off your debt. You're not just deciding to go to the gym from like one day to the next. You're creating predictability. You're creating the same action. You're creating the same routine, the same habits over and over and over again. And so this is what consistency is. Consistency is doing the same action, working on the same goal every single day at the same time. So like at the same time, like 2 p.m. every single day, you go to the gym and you work out. Whether you work out your arms, your legs, your glutes, like it's the same type of workout, like the same arm workout, the same glutes workout, the same leg workout. You're going at 2 p.m. every single day at the same gym at the same time. And so that's building consistency. So over a month, if you do the same thing every single day, then by the end of the month, you should be seeing either slimmer arms or bigger arms, or slimmer thighs or bigger thighs, or you're seeing your glutes grow, or whatever it is that you're working on. You should see some sort of progress because you're doing the same action at the same time every single day. This is creating predictability. Because let's say from one day to the next, one day you go at 2 p.m. and you work on your arms, and then the next day you go work out and you work on your legs at 3 p.m. and then you don't do the same type of workout every single time. Like one day you're doing bicep workouts on Monday, and then the following Monday you work your tricep, you do a tricep workout, and so it's not the same type of movement, not the same type of workout every single time. So then you're not building momentum, you're not building progress, you're not building consistency within your own routine. This is why having a routine, having progress, and having predictability within your journey of goals is so important, because you want to see yourself moving towards your goal and not away from it. So when you're following the habits of having a routine, of creating progress, of having predictability, and the skills of having discipline, having commitment, and having consistency, is where you're going to see true change within yourself and within your goals, and you're going to see true success. And then you'll be able to craft that success story that you're looking for, the one where everybody's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this. How the heck did you do this? Well, you know the secrets. Consistency, commitment, and discipline equals progress, predictability, and routine. So once you put that formula together, that is when you'll see so much more of yourself and so much more progress. And this is what I've been doing for the past 3 months to get to where I'm at today. 3 months ago, I started this YouTube channel and I've grown it to almost 500 subscribers. and I'm at 1,000 watch hours right now. So by the next 3 months I should have over 500 subscribers, and hopefully at the $3,000 watch hours, and be able to be eligible to participate in the YouTube Creator Fund. So I will keep myself accountable, and you'll see all about it on my Facebook page over on the Committed Collective. So it's free again for anybody to join if you want to see my progress towards my goal. So I'm hoping by October I will reach that goal within the 3 months, and I'll have my own success story that I will share with you guys on here, because for sure I will be sharing when I do get monetized, because it's gonna be the funnest day ever. I'm gonna be celebrating and just I just can't wait for that moment. But we have a long way to get there and a lot of work to do. So just like me, as I have a lot of work to do, so do you. So go create your plan. Remember, your plan has to contain these things. It has to contain a routine. It has to create progress. It has to contain predictability. Predictability within your routine. Embed those things together. Those are one without the other, right? Have a routine set. How are you going to work out every single time, if that's your goal, right? How are you going to create, how are you going to pay off debt? How are you going to write your book? How are you going to create content for your influencer era? How are you going to do that? And then embed the predictability. When are you going to do this? When are you going to do this? Let's say you do this every single Saturday at 2 p.m. or every single day at 2 p.m. or you work on it every single morning at 5 a.m. You wake up and you get started on it. Create predictability within your routine, and then do it every single day. Commit to it by committing to the progress. That it's not about reaching the goal, it's about watching the goal happen. That's what you're committing to. So anyways, if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Jaldi Silva. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys again on the next one. Bye. Mwah.